Hi everyone, this is here with the 5th video for the Omni review. I'm late as putting this video up, I know. I've had quite a bit going on at work. We have an editor who's not able to work right now, so I've had to pick up the slack. And in spite of what you might think, I actually do have a life outside of the YouTubes. But I'm back. I'm gonna make this one quick, so here we go. Snowden was written by Kieran Fitzgerald and Oliver Stone, who directs this film. Oliver Stone really hasn't been at the top of his game lately. Who even remembers the last film Oliver Stone made? I had to look this up because I seriously didn't know, and it was a film called Savages. I didn't see it, probably for a good reason. Oliver Stone used to be a huge Academy Award love child back in the day. The last film he made that got nominated for an Oscar was Nixon back in 1995. I'm not saying you need to be nominated for Academy Awards consistently to be considered a good director. That's often not the case. But if you examine his recent films, post-90s, you'll notice that he really hasn't been churning out a lot of good stuff. And Snowden, while definitely being intriguing in some sense, kind of feels the same way as all the other movies he's made in the 2000s. Mediocre and average. Snowden follows Edward Snowden. He's played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Edward Snowden is currently wanted by the US government for leaking classified national defense information back in 2013. The movie shows us the reason why he did this is because the NSA was not just spying on terrorist organizations or threats to national security. They're spying on other people without any sort of warrant or any sort of due process like you normally would have to. The movie explains a couple different reasons why they would spy on people that really aren't criminals. I'm not going to go into all of them. But the movie shows that our government today is using technology as a way of leveraging people in other countries who do not pose a threat to the US. The movie gives us a very detailed look of all the things that led up to Snowden's decision to leak this information. Too detailed, if you ask me. First and foremost, this movie does have a lot of interesting things to say about abuse of power, as well as how Americans are very oblivious and apathetic to the fact that all their information can be easily accessed by the NSA at any point in time. The CIA can access the webcam on your computer, turn it on, and watch you from your computer without you even knowing it. So the next time you watch porn, just think about that. Now obviously that's a really fucked up thing to do, and as an American citizen that makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. I will be putting a piece of tape on my fucking webcam from now on. Shailene Woodley, the obligatory hot as shit girlfriend in this movie, kind of plays devil's advocate to that and says, well, you know, I don't have anything to hide on the internet or electronically, so why should I care? The whole point is Americans should never at any point be under surveillance for any reason if there's no warrant involved. There's a lot to dig into with this movie, and the subject matter is definitely very relevant. I think for the most part, the first half of this movie is very briskly paced, and I enjoyed it a lot. Now, I've never really cared for Oliver Stone's style. He bludgeons us with these excessive close-ups in the film with what seems to be a lot of lower resolution GoPro cameras. It feels over the top and showy to me. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they had used these close-ups to cover up scenes that was lacking sufficient coverage, because sometimes these close-ups just feel really out of place. But besides the close-ups and some of the shots done with like lower resolution cameras, I was impressed with the cinematography of this movie for the most part. It's got a very clear and fluid look. The acting in this movie is pretty good too. Except Timothy Olyphant, he really got on my nerves for the 2 or 3 brief scenes that he was in. Rhys Ifans, I think that's how you say his name. Wait for it.
Rhys Ifans.
There we go. Rhys Ifans, who's pretty good in this movie, plays CIA recruiter Corbin O'Brien. But he's not bad in this movie, it's just he feels like a second casting choice. Like they wanted to cast Mark Strong, but all they could get was Rhys Ifans. Oh yeah, and Nicolas Cage is in this movie. I laughed every fucking time he was on screen. Mr. Levitt is definitely the strong point of this movie. He puts a tremendous amount of detail into this performance, and you can tell if you just watch the real-life Edward Snowden speak. Shailene Woodley is also good in this movie too, even though I do feel like her presence feels more like eye candy at times, which there's nothing wrong with. My big issue with this movie is the second half. God, is it so fucking slow. The second half alone feels like a 3-hour movie like Lord of the Rings, minus the excitement, the epic battles, and Frodo and Sam drooling over each other. At a certain point, this movie literally just flatlines, and the intrigue, the engaging pace, everything just goes out the window and you're just waiting for it to end. They could have easily cut 20 to 40 minutes off of this movie, but Oliver Stone feels so inclined to show us every single detail, including that stupid reveal at the end. The second biggest issue I have with this movie is the fact that Oliver Stone has this really bad habit of hitting us over the head with his political agendas. And it's not like I disagree with everything he says. In fact, I think I agree more often than not. But there are some scenes where he's specifically using the characters in this movie to act as just vessels to communicate his ideas and beliefs. There's no problem with making a film political. But when it gets to the point that I feel the director speaking more than the character, yes, that's pretty f***ing distracting. So while Snowden definitely does have an intriguing and very interesting story, it still falls very short. I'm gonna give Snowden 2.5 out of 5 stars. Guys, thanks for watching this review. I will definitely get better at uploading more videos in the future. This is still kind of a hobby and I'm still kind of working out the time management of uploading and making YouTube videos. I'm also gonna start reviewing TV shows in the future. The first one's gonna be Mr. Robot. It's a fantastic show. I'm probably gonna do that in a video essay more than I would maybe a video like this. So we'll see. Things are busy, but I'm staying committed. This is Josh signing off until next time. Yeah, bye guys.